My name is Steve Gravestock. I'm a senior program at the Toronto International Film Festival, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you to the film festival and to this screening of Susanne Bier's A Second Chance, which had its world premiere in this theater last night. We're extremely pleased to present this film at the Visa Screening Room in the beautiful and historic Alvin Theatre. We'd like to thank Visa Canada for making this possible. I'd like to mention this film is eligible for the Grolsch People's Choice Award, so please remember to vote. Keep your ticket stubs to vote after the film and for the film. I'd also like to thank Trust Nordisk for providing us with the movie, and a big, big thanks to the Danish Film Institute for their ongoing and generous support. It's really an honor to introduce this film, and I think to introduce Susanne and her films at any point. It's a special honor to welcome her back to Toronto for this film, which I think ranks among her best. You could recommend it just for the extraordinary cast. Marie Bonnevie, Ulrich Thompson, Nikolaj Costar, and of course Nikolaj Costar-Waldau in a major, major performance. But I think that will be enough to recommend it, but I think it's also one of her most courageous. I don't think there's any filmmaker who takes on ethical dilemmas and deals with them with such courage and honesty. And I think very few, I can't think of a single filmmaker who deals with who addresses emotional conflicts with the kind of honesty that Susanne does. This afternoon, the film was going to be introduced by Sissy Graham-Jorgensen, who's been Susanne's producer for all of her films, or many of her films, and Back to Open Hearts, which we had the privilege of doing the world premiere for, After the Wedding, In a Better World. So if you could, please join me in welcoming Sissy Graham-Jorgensen.
Thank you so much for coming. We just finished the film just before coming here to Toronto, and we showed it for the first time here in this beautiful theatre last night. It means so much for us to be invited here to your wonderful film festival. We produce film out of Denmark. I don't know how many of you have been to Denmark. It's a very small country. It's a very small country in the northern part of Europe, and we are only 5 million people. So to have a film industry in such a small country is is against all odds in a way. So to be invited here, to be able to get our films out in the world, to have a platform like this fantastic festival where we can meet a great audience, an international audience, an industry, that means the world to us. So I want to thank you for coming here. Also I want to thank the festival, not only for inviting this film, but for being a great contributor to getting films made all over the world. Thank you so much.
Stick around. Susanne will be back at the end of we'll be here at the end of the film for a Q&A, and we'll have members of the cast as well. So stick around.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another edition of my TIFF 2014 reviews. I only saw one movie today, but boy, what a movie I saw. It's definitely one of the best films of the year, and I hope it's going to get nominated for a Best Foreign Film award at the Oscars. I think it's obviously a very serious contender, if not a sure thing. It was called A Second Chance, and it's directed by a woman named Susanne Bier, who also did another very acclaimed film called In a Better World. She's done a number of films. She's a veteran director. And the lead actor in this movie was Nikolaj Costar-Waldau, who most of you probably better know as Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones. Hubba hubba, he is one good-looking guy. Woo! Anyway, he's also an amazing, fantastic actor. And he just was so magnificent in this film. This film was magnificent. this movie is going to be very, very tricky for me to review because there are so many twists and turns in this story that I definitely am not going to give away because you have to go see this movie. Maybe that's all I should say, is just go see this film. Even if you're not a foreign film aficionado, if you're not a foreign film fan, go anyway, you know? Force yourself to sit through the subtitles. I don't mind subtitles at all. I actually kind of enjoy them. I love foreign films. But anyway, this movie was just so brilliant. It was a brilliant, brilliant film. So, okay, let me figure out how to do this. I'll just give you the basics. He stars as a cop, and he's happily married to this beautiful blonde wife. They just had a baby, newborn baby, adorable little boy, who he, like, completely dotes on. He's always holding him and taking care of him and taking him for rides in the car when he's crying at night and can't sleep. He's just an amazing father. He's born to be a father. And he just obviously just adores his son. Loves being a father. And anyway, so one day him and his partner, who is, he's having his own problems, his partner. He's gone through divorce and he has some drinking problems. So he's got a bit of a, up and down kind of life. But anyway, he and his partner they're called to this apartment complex, and we hear, like, commotion going on inside, shouting, screaming, and all this. And so they're banging on the door. The guy who opens it is this real, rough, tough-looking guy. And he's, like, belligerent, he's mean, he's, like, nasty, and he's, like, violent, very violent person. And, this guy's name is Tristan, and him and his girlfriend live in this apartment, and apparently these guys know him very well. These cops know him very well, because they're like, what are you doing out? What are you doing out of jail? He's like, I got parole, whatever. What are you guys doing here? Whatever. Oh, my neighbor must have called, whatever. So they go in, and these people, him and his girlfriend, Sana, her name is Sana, they're junkies, he beats her to a pulp. The place is a mess. It's a, you can tell this is not a good place to be. And so, they're going in there, they're questioning him, what's going on. And then, Nikolaj hears, something, and he goes to investigate, opens up this closet door, and there's this newborn baby, the same age as his baby, lying in this closet. And this baby is just covered in excrement, and it's screaming, it's crying, and, it's been locked up in this closet. I don't know if I guess they must have hid it there when the cops showed up. So anyway, of course, he's like, what the hell's, what are you guys doing? What's this baby doing in this closet? So he grabs it up right away and brings him into the bathroom and, tries to clean him up, washes him and stuff. And he's questioning the girlfriend, saying, what are you doing with this guy? What did you have a baby with that animal for? And call social services and all this stuff. And, so that's how the movie starts, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say any more, because what happens afterward is just, it has to be seen, because there's so many things going on in this movie. This guy makes a decision, this guy, Nikolaj, makes a decision that, changes so many people's lives, and, but he feels the need to make this decision. In the moment, he feels like there's nothing else he can do. And so he decides to do this. And so many other things happen. And it was this story, it was such a great story. So well written and so well thought out. I never would have foreseen what was coming, further down. There were kind of hints of something, which I will not give away. There was hints of something I was kind of wondering about. But the other stuff that happened in the movie, I just had no clue was going to come. And, it was just so well done. It was just a brilliant, brilliant film. Okay, yeah, so I wish I could go on and on and on about this movie and tell you about the story and what happens, but I don't want to give anything away, and I'm not going to, because that wouldn't be fair to you guys. It would be cheating you out of this movie, and you need to go see it. It's really, if you see, one film this year, go see this movie. It was just so good. It blew me away. It was one of those movies, you go to TIFF and you're not really expecting that much. I read about it in the book, and it sounded good. And I like him. I'm a fan of him. I watch Game of Thrones. I've always liked him. And I saw him in another film, with Axel Hennie, who's a famous Norwegian actor, called what was it called? Oh no. Anyway, Axel played an art thief, and Nikolaj played the bad guy in that movie, and he was kind of like chasing him. And I forget the name of the movie. I will post it up here, because I'm going to look it up on Google and figure it out before I post this review. But anyway, that was a really good film too. But, and what the hell was I saying? See, this is what happens to me. I get all rattled. When I see a really good film, my thoughts are going in a million different directions. I just remembered the name of the movie. It's called Headhunters. That was the previous movie with Axel Hennie. That was really good. So I recommend that too. But anyway, what I was starting to say was that, you know, there's these movies when you go to TIFF and you're not really expecting too much. Like, I mean, obviously, the movie sounds good, otherwise you wouldn't have picked it, right? You know, you pick it to see because, okay, this sounds like a good bet, but you have no idea just how amazing it's going to be, and how it completely surprises you and comes out of nowhere and just wows you. And that was this movie for me at the festival. This is going to be that movie that did that to me. There's usually one every year, you know. There's usually at least one really bad one that you expect a lot from that turns out to be complete and total crap, which for me was I Am Not Lorena, which I reviewed previously. And then there's always one that you expect to be good that does turn out to be exactly what you expect, and it's magnificent. And then there's a movie like this that, you know, just comes out of nowhere, that you're not really expecting anything, and boom, it's like, oh my God, you've just seen something like incredible. So that's what happened to me today with this movie. I just can't say enough good things about it. It was fantastic. You have to see this movie. You will love it. You will love it. And they were there, both the director, Susanne Bier, and gorgeous, delicious Nikolaj was there. And they did a 10-minute Q&A, and they were just so sweet and so gracious. And she is so beautiful and so elegant. She's such an elegant, lovely woman. And he's great. He's great, you know. I mean, this guy is going places fast, you know. I mean, as if he hasn't already, you know. He had such success with Game of Thrones, but I mean, now I think with this movie, he's really, really going to catapult into fame, I think. I just hope that he doesn't, you know, sell out to Hollywood or anything like that, because that tends to happen when these European actors get discovered and they start doing Hollywood stuff. Then they start, like, who else did that happen with? There was somebody I remember. See, again, my mind is going blank. I'm sorry. Anyway, if I think of it, I'll post it above. But anyway, bottom line, go see this movie. It was fantastic, magnificent, awesome, this movie. Okay, that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm seeing 2 movies tomorrow. And one of them I think is Goodnight Mommy, which I'm really looking forward to because it sounds so weird. And, oh God, no, I'm seeing Alleluia tomorrow. That's going to be that is my most anticipated film of the festival, actually. That's the one I was looking forward to the most, because it's a remake of The Honeymoon Killers, which I love, which is a cult film. This is a remake of that movie, and it should be, I'm expecting awesomeness from that too. So, but my first film is Breathe, and that sounds really good. It's a psychological thriller, sounds like. So, I'll be back with those reviews, and thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye for now.